Back on today's video, we're talking all about pins and needles when you're sleeping. Now this is a really common issue and there's a big lack of information on the internet about it. When you look up pins and needles when sleeping, lots of people will say it's positional in terms of the position you're in is what's causing your pins and needles. But often, whatever position people get into, whether that's on their front, on the side, they will still get pins and needles. So let's look into what's causing that. So we're going to start initially with the positional stuff. So if you're lying on your side, this used to be called Saturday night syndrome. If you're lying on your side and you lie over your arm, then it's understandable that you're going to compress the nerves going into the arm, and as a result you're going to get pins and needles in your hand. But that's often not what's happening. People are getting it on both sides of the body and they're getting it in regardless of what position they're in. So the first thing we're going to do is rule out the positional stuff. So if you've got a habit of sleeping on your arm like this or like that, then we want to try and change that. One way we can change it is with tools, props like the pillow. So we want to make sure that our neck is in neutral position. It's not going too far bent to one side, or the pillow isn't so propped up so high that our neck is, again, not in neutral position. It's more side bended, which is going to potentially put a bit more pressure on some of the nerves, because it's the nerve roots and nerves that come out of the neck that supply the upper limb going into the hand and into the arms. So we want to make sure the head is nice and neutral, like so, straight line. So it's relative to the rest of your body. It's not straight, it's not bent to one side. Once you've got that, then you want to make sure there's no pressure on the shoulder. So you should be able to move your shoulder freely. You shouldn't, the weight of your head shouldn't be on your shoulder. If it is, then pull your pillow out as I've done. If that's not comfortable, then you can try the opposite way. So you're propping the pillow back and you have something to support your arm, whether that's another pillow just underneath your arm, or another pillow which forces you to not put your arm there, so one of those big round type pillows. That's another option, and that's only if you're getting that Saturday night syndrome, which is that pain going in one side on the side you're lying on. So we want to try and use loads of tools and props to prevent us lying on that side. Next thing is lying on your front. So if you're lying on your front like this, and your arms are to either side like this, again, there's more pressure going on the nerves. If you imagine your nerves come out from your neck and they end into the tips of your fingers. So the more bending you do, so if I bend my fingers, bend my wrist, bend my elbow, and then bring my arm as far back as it goes or as far up as it goes, that's putting the nerve on the greatest amount of stretch. And the opposite way as well, depending on which nerve that we're talking about. So it's really important to try to reduce the amount of bends as possible. So if you're lying on your front and you do this, then again we want the neck in a neutral position. So if you're on a pillow, then as you can see the neck is pointed up and it's not in a neutral position. So you might need to get rid of the pillow or use a narrow pillow. I've gone out of focus. Let's try and get that back. Okay, so that's the second thing, is in this position, making sure the neck is neutral, and I'm going to come out of that position because I keep coming out of focus in that position and then coming back in focus. So neck is neutral. Next thing is arms. You don't want them up there, arms by the sides, because that again is putting the nerve on stretch. What you want to do is either have your arms relaxed by your sides like this, or you can have your arms out like that, but not like this above your head. Okay, now last position that we're going to talk about, the last one left, is the most common one, which we think is the best for you. But you often hear people, healthcare professionals say it's best to lie on your back. So if you're lying on your back like this, what you don't want to do is you don't want to lie with your hands on your tummy, because what tends to happen is, if you do have any nerve impingement going on anyway, it's harder for blood to circulate back towards the heart because your hands are higher than the level of your heart. So in terms of the pressure, fluid pressures, great pressure on the fluid to return back to the hands, to supply the hands, because now it's at a position which is higher than the heart. So you don't want to sleep like this, because you'll notice your hands and arms go numb pretty quickly and you'll wake up while you're sleeping. So rather than doing this, you want to be doing relaxing by the sides like this, hands, palms pointing up. That's what we call an anatomical position. Puts least amount of strain on the nerves, and then trying to rest into this position. You can have a pillow either side,
just to make the arms comfortable. If they're not comfortable, it's going straight out. If you've got a lot of tension in the forearms, you can have a pillow there, small pillow, which isn't going to lift your arms up too high. It's just adding a little bit more of internal rotation in the hands, so your thumb is coming a little bit more towards the ceiling, which closes your chest out a bit, but it actually makes it easier on your body, because a lot of people lack that kind of external rotation, so the thumb's pointing the opposite way, not towards our body, the opposite way. But that's ideal in terms of hands flat, that position, lying on your back. So that's, and again, neck neutral position. So we don't want the pillow so high that we're kind of like this, because we're stretching that neck out, and that's going to potentially make us resort to having pins and needles, even if we are doing all the other stuff right. So that's a couple of pointers in terms of sleep position to avoid pins and needles. The other thing is, a lot of this stuff stems from the neck. So if you are getting pins and needles, just spend 1 or 2 minutes each night, get a bit of oil, whichever oil it is of your preference, almond oil, and just massage into the side of the neck. That will help free up any adhesions or knots that are building up towards where the nerves kind of start off from. And then besides that, also look at nutritionally, whether you're getting enough B12, that's going to be pivotal as well. And then more kind of globally, are you doing some kind of cardiovascular activity, whether that's football, running, swimming, because you want to be getting blood flow around the body, you want to be giving that structure, which is the nerve, as much fuel or as much nutrition as possible. In order to do that, you need to be making sure that you're doing some kind of cardiovascular activity, which is really important as well. If your symptoms persist, or if they worsen, do go to see a doctor. It's very important to always seek advice from a medical professional. Advice on the internet is just that, it's just advice, it's just information only purposes. But drop me a comment, let me know how you get on. Thanks guys.